Well, fans, I'm not Howard Jones of 80s music fame, but the thing I have to say is, Syracuse, no one is to blame but yourself for your predicament right now. First of all, we still had a chance to get into the NCAA tournament when we started the ACC tournament. And what do? In supposedly what is our home away from home, New York City, we go in and we lay an egg against Miami. What a pitiful performance against the Hurricanes. And you know what? That set up the situation that the Cuse is in right now. We waited and waited to see our name called, but it wasn't called. So guess what? We're a number one seed in the NIT, which is considered the biggest losers who didn't get into the NCAA tournament, because that's what the aura of the NIT tournament seems to have become. But you know what I say? Hey, it's a postseason tournament. You made the postseason. Why not give it your all? Show the NCAA tournament committee that, hey, they made the wrong decision. Of course, the things that conspired to pretty much put us here is because, hey, we sucked on the road this year, and also we had some pretty bad losses to teams that finished under 500, a la St. John's, who schooled us on our home court, and Georgetown, and also to UConn to boot. How could this ACC team, who lose to their old Big East foes, do that? Oh well, it seems to be the nature of the beast this year for Cuse. And guess where we are? A number one seed in a quadrant, now against a team who definitely is going to be very motivated to play us. Because Boeheim made some pretty big comments about Greensboro, North Carolina, which is where the ACC tournament used to be. And the thing is, the Greensboro folk went crazy over Boeheim saying those things. And guess what? The committee there for the NIT brought UNC Greensboro, who was the Southern Conference regular season champions, to be Syracuse's first round opponent in the NIT. How thoughtful. Or was that planned? You gotta kind of wonder, do you think UNC Greensboro needed better motivation? And of course, they're going to get some more motivation now, because with the blizzard and the storm that is hitting the area right now, apparently they still want to play the game. Oh, instead of maybe 30,000 fans showing up in the dome, there's probably all going to be about 2,000 fans. What better motivation for UNC Greensboro to knock off Syracuse? And what better motivation for Syracuse to not play their best on their home court? Although I hope I'm not foreshadowing anything, but it seems to be the perfect storm, pun intended. Syracuse, you have no one to blame but yourself for getting yourself into this predicament. I hope you win, 'cause hey, you know it's the postseason. You still gotta do your best. But don't be unmotivated, which a lot of teams seem to be when they're in the NIT. Well, we'll see now, won't we? Good luck, Cuse. And I have to say, well, it was fun while it lasted for Miners Blue Devil fans. We won both the sectional titles for the boys and girls, but we go in against the Section 6's best, and we lose both games. The boys losing a heartbreaker to the Health Sciences Charter School of Buffalo, which is just down the street from the Anchor Bar, and the girls going to Buffalo State and losing to the village that used to be the home of the Buffalo Bills' training camp long ago. That little village called Fredonia in Chautauqua County. Only thing I have to say is, hey, it was fun while it lasted. And with the coaches of the team being the same coaches who were part of the best Miners boys basketball team ever, leading the charge, you gotta kinda hoped it was gonna be a repeat of 25 years ago. But alas, it didn't happen. Well, you know what? Good thing to build on, and let's keep it going, Miners. Let's hope next year is just as successful. But of course, another local team is still going. The South Seneca Lady Falcons, who won the state title last year, is still going on, and they're heading to Hudson Valley Community College again this year. South Seneca looks pretty darn good if you ask me. Of course, their coach always has to make a fashion statement. What's with the funky heels, my lady? It just seems as though you got a nice fashion sense, but I hope they're not French made, 'cause you know, you could be Louboutin, if you know what I mean. Come on, South Seneca, let's keep the local thing going and win the title there in Troy, why don't you, Lady Falcons? Well, I'm gonna go from talking about that to quickly talking about what's with the Three Stooges appearing on TV. What I mean is, in the wake of last week's windstorm that hit the Rochester area, it seems as though they have to wait a couple of days for the three most important people in the area. Or I should say, wait for the one most important person in the state, if you can call him the most important person in the state, to show up. I talk about Mayor Warren, County Executive D'Onofrio, and Governor Cuomo, who in my mind are the Three Stooges. Mayor Warren has done so much in the last few years as Rochester's mayor to foster the discord between the people and the police force. Plus, it seems as though at times she doesn't know what she's doing. Oh, sure, she was the leader of the city council, but as mayor, she hasn't really done diddly squat. And D'Onofrio, it seems as though you don't want to take responsibility for certain things that happened when you were the county clerk, especially with employees taking advantage of a free system that seems to get their fees waived so they don't have to pay the county. And also, D'Onofrio, hey, why don't you pick a better hairstylist? Boy, that is some funky hairdo you got. Of course, I have to say, Lovely Warren isn't lovely. She's ugly as hell. And I mean, Governor Cuomo, waiting a couple of days before you come to the Rochester area to show your support, and also, hey, we need to help Rochester get back on its feet. If you really cared about Rochester, why didn't you show up the day after instead of waiting 2 days? Of course, that's another thing that you've been as the governor of our lovely state. Hey, you signed that dumb piece of legislation called the SAFE Act. That's gonna be your legacy, Governor Cuomo. Oh, what can I say? It's been an interesting week. And I do have to say, get well wishes to my mom, who just had an operation this past week. She's recovering nicely, and she'll be back on her feet in no time. And that's all I gotta say on this stormy Tuesday. I'm Kenny's 2 pennies. That's my word, and I'm sticking to it.